Committee. We now be called to order. Mr. Clerk, could you call out agenda item 1?
Yes, Mr. Chair. First, the roll call. Member Manny.
Sorry.
Present.
Manny present. Member Costa.
Present.
Costa present. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Excellent. Sorry, could you now call out agenda item 1?
The first item is the adoption of May 12, 2011 regular meeting minutes.
Is there a motion to adopt the minutes?
So moved.
Seconded? Is there any public comment on the adoption of these minutes? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. On the motion, Member Manny.
Aye.
Manny, aye. Member Costa.
Aye.
Costa, aye. Mr. Chair, there are 2 ayes. The motion passes.
Excellent. Mr. Clerk, could you please call out the second agenda item?
Item number 2 is hearing on the status of the February 22nd, 2011 order of determination regarding file number 10067, Charles Pitts against the Local Homeless Coordinating Board.
Is the complainant present? Sir, could you please approach the podium? You have 5 minutes.
But the thing is
Sorry, to clarify, essentially to present facts and evidence related to your complaint.
okay, the hearing on the status, that's, let me double check here, 'cause see,
This was a complaint from, let's see, it was filed on November 22nd, and you presented it on February 22nd. For not making the draft meeting minutes available within 10 days after the meeting date.
yeah, well,
Essentially trying to determine whether or not you've yet received those minutes.
I did receive the minutes, and it's, I think my contention is more about the arrogance of the Local Homeless Coordinating Board, and I just would like, I did receive them, so I'd like further measures taken so that it's shown to the community that they can't be arrogant to the people, and I would just like the word to be sent out to the other members of the public.
Thank you.
When, sorry, Mr. Pitts, when did you receive them, what you had been requesting?
Yeah, I probably received them within a week of filing my complaint.
Of filing your complaint?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's around the end of November.
I would believe as such.
Okay, thank you. Is the respondent present? Oh, I'm sorry. First, is there anybody to present facts and evidence in support of the complainant? Okay, seeing none, is the respondent present? Thank you for coming.
Sure.
You have 5 minutes.
So I'm just here because the packet I received said that there was a determination made that I was in violation of the Sunshine Ordinance and I had to appear before this committee. So that's the reason I'm here. And I'm waiting for further direction of why I'm asked to be here. Thank you.
Is there anybody to present facts and evidence in support of the respondent? Okay. Would you like to take it? Or do you want? Let me?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. If the respondent, sorry, ma'am, what is your name? Allie. Could you come up again? So, if my understanding is correct, you weren't at the meeting where that order of determination was made. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Would you be willing to talk a little bit about, your dealings with Mr. Pitts and what transpired?
Sure. So I think the notes are really clear too. there's a request for information put in, and so the fax went to a personnel person in HSA and in the contracts department, which is not my department. So then the request was sent to me, and then I had the minutes, so I emailed them to Charles, and like Charles said, by the end of the next business day, or he said he received the document hours after he had filed the complaint against the Sunshine, or with you guys. So as soon as I got the request, which went to a different department, I sent him the minutes, but he had already filed the Sunshine complaint, and then I didn't attend the hearing, and you guys were in favor of Charles, and then I was asked to attend this meeting, so that's why I'm here. So I just want to.
Well, so the problem is that Mr. Pitts requested the documents on November 18th.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. You guys already found me not in compliance with the Sunshine Ordinance, so I kind of want to move past that and just,
Okay.
I'm just here because I was told to be here.
Well, first of all, thank you for
Okay.
coming. We appreciate it. And essentially, the purpose of asking you to come is to clarify any kind of ambiguities that might exist, surrounding what the requirements are in terms of responding to Sunshine requests,
Okay.
and also to impress upon you the importance of making sure that those requirements are met.
Got it.
So essentially, there were three kind of things found, or in the order of determination, that you were found in violation of. The first was not responding to the immediate disclosure request by the end of the next business day. So it may be the case that was due to, some bureaucratic snags within your organization, but that is something that needs to be ironed out. There does need to be a response given to immediate disclosure requests within by the end of the next business day when one is submitted. Secondly, when complaints are filed against you, you need to attend meetings. So that last meeting where the order of determination was made, it's ideal if you're there, or else you are in violation of not sending someone who's knowledgeable about this matter. And then lastly, the draft minutes need to be available within 10 days after the meeting date. So these are the three sort of points in which you were found in violation. Are those clear?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any questions? How can you assure us that this is going to be better
I
going
think the
forward?
point was for me to come here and hear that that's the issues, and which I know of because I read them also. So I will, I do my best, and I will continue to do my best. And we also, the entire board received a Sunshine training on March 7th, so that's also helpful.
Excellent. All right. Thank you.
Great.
For now.
For now?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you the opportunity to say one last thing
Oh.
if you have anything else to say. Actually, now would be the time to do it. Correct? Yes. Do you have any final comments or? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pitts. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I think the thing that's missing is the fact that she hasn't seen anybody for the past 3 or 4 hearings that she's had. And if you look at the letter that she submitted to this committee, not this board, but the full board, it seemed very arrogant. And I am recommending that a letter regarding this issue, and then the previous failures to appear, and that letter that she sent to the committee. It was a handwritten letter. I want that letter and the 4 notices of violation to be sent to all of the members of the local homeless coordinating board and the members of the board of supervisors. I just feel like I think there's a big disconnect between what the Sunshine Ordinance says and how they're behaving. I think I'm sure in the next couple months there will be another violation of the Sunshine Ordinance, and I don't think they quite understand what the Sunshine Ordinance says. So, I mean, I've been in the meetings for a pretty long time, and this is the first I've heard that they were retrained or given some type of training or anything. So I see a huge disconnect between the Sunshine Ordinance and the laws of California that they're supposed to follow.
Thank you. Member Mena, do you have any thoughts on this or anything you'd like to discuss?
I think I just wanted to echo what you said, Chair Costa, and that is how critical it is. I understand that the respondent has received with her colleagues training on the Sunshine Ordinance, and I really wanted to echo how critical it is to understand everything that is within the Sunshine Ordinance, because on several occasions before us as a subcommittee and as a full task force, we hear time and time again, albeit they're very, they could be very well true and understandable, but the Sunshine is and stands as it is that if something somehow got sent to the wrong person or wasn't seen on time or whatever the situation was, there needs to be a sort of line of communication that's very clear so that any of that is and always does go to the proper person who can oversee those requests, because sometimes the requests are 2, 3, 4, 5 months into it, and so just for your colleagues and for you as well, in hoping that this doesn't repeat itself, just to really understand how important that is. Thanks.
Yes. No? Oh, I'm sorry. Procedurally, we can't. Okay. Well, I would like to just sort of respond to your request, Mr. Pitts. Well, I don't know. What do you think about the request to write a letter? I personally, I will say up front what I think, and you can tell me if you agree. I deeply sympathize with how frustrating the process has been for you, and I think it's extremely problematic. And I want you to know that I'm definitely noting everything you're saying. And should this be a repeated sort of thing that I observe, that course of action that you suggested is definitely something that I think would be very appropriate. I think right now, due to sort of the volume of other things that the task force has on its plate, probably I'm not going to recommend that a letter be sent at this point. What would you say, Member Mene? Do you agree with that, or what do you think?
I'm a little torn. I mean, I completely understand and agree with what you said, Chair Costa, that I also sympathize with everything that that the complainant brought forth, how frustrating it is. But I also agree that there are just so many things going on that I'm not sure how we would go about sending all of that at the sort of immediate time, at the very moment. Perhaps that's something that we could also bring to the attention of full task force Chair Nee.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. I think definitely this is something that when we meet next time as a full task force, I will bring up and make sure that everybody on the task force is aware of this situation, and make sure it's sort of a marker for everybody to be watching out for as we go forward. All right. Is there a motion? Without objection, agree. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Without objection, we can agree to conclude this particular case. All right. Seeing no objection, that's what we'll do. Is there public comment on this matter?
Actually, there is public comment on this matter. Unfortunately, I've had to sit here and watch this proceeding and just chuckle to myself because, first of all, Sunshine is a 20-year-old law. And for the city agencies to not know what is involved in a 20-year-old law and for you to sit here and to spin it in the Education, Outreach, and Training Committee of quote unquote the Sunshine Act is upon its face a complete and total farce. You mean you haven't gotten it right in 20 years? And you haven't set up procedures in 20 years so that the other agencies can be accountable and held accountable? Unacceptable. How can you even sit there and spew this? And then to say, you know, retraining, aren't they supposed to be trained every year? What happened in the last 20 years if it's been a law for 20 years? You know, that the Sunshine Task Force is too busy to be able to look at a lot of things. I don't see anybody here. Huh? Just what kind of a game is this? You know, this gentleman has come here and said to you the arrogance of which he was treated with. The other side has admitted to not even knowing what they're supposed to do. In a 20-year-old law that you guys are supposed to know inside and out because you're the education, the outreach, and the training committee for Sunshine. Huh?
Any other public comment?
Is there any further public comment? Yeah. I'd actually, seeing none matter closed, and actually I would like to take a moment to just respond to Mr. Garza's comment. You're absolutely right that Sunshine is an old law, and I think I agree with you. It's equally appalling. Sorry, no further public comment right now, but I just wanted to sort of give you a response to what you said. Not right now, no. And I think you're right that it is appalling that city agencies don't know it well enough to follow it. And that's what we're existing here to try to help change. And a way in which we did that was by finding this particular agency in violation of the ordinance. Unfortunately, the ordinance doesn't really give us power to do much more than that and to have people come before us and, you know, further educate them about what. Sorry? No, about what the ordinance states is the law. And so that's what we're doing, sir. And, you know, we're trying our best. We're trying our best. In any case, all right, so.
Next item is item number 3.
Yes. Could you call item number 3, please?
Item number 3 is hearing on the status of the May 16, 2011 order of determination regarding file numbers 11010 through 11012. Jason Grant Garza against the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic.
Would the complainant please approach and present facts and evidence in support of his
I had
case?
priorly written in and said that I wasn't able to make it, and at the last minute was able to be here due to the fact that, you know, I was told that my attendance was required. At this point, I do not see the respondent here, which makes the process a farce, because if I have to be here, they have to be here. And I don't believe I should continue without them being here, because it would not be fair to me and my rights. And the fact that, you know, had I not been here and it had been the other way around, they probably would have asserted their rights to a default or whatever, case this might be. I have, like I said, not received everything. They're not here to respond. It's open and shut. I feel this matter should be closed.
Is there anybody to present facts and evidence in support of the complainant? And the respondent is not present, is that correct? Mr. Garza, can you approach for a minute? I have a question for you. So when you say you don't feel like you should have to continue, you're saying you would like the case not to be heard right now, or you would like it to be considered over and done with? I just want to clarify. You're saying like they're not here, so you would rather postpone discussing the matter, or you would like to?
What are the sanctions for them not being here? I was told I had to be here.
I think you're absolutely right.
Once again, what does right get me? I have been right all along. And your point being, if there is no enforcement, if there is no punishment, if there is no penalty, if there is no prize, if there is no shame, if there is no gain, if there is no morality, if there is no sunshine, if there is no truth, and there is no honor, and there is no dignity.
So it is troublesome that they're not here, given that they were told that they had to be. There is another matter that sort of comes into this and complicates things a bit, which is that upon looking at their contract, there are actually only certain sections of the Sunshine Ordinance that they are subject to. And these...
I'm sorry, are you a judge? That is merely a speculative argument and allegation. As a matter of fact, I do have the city attorney's response that says, that not only, and also her response, the CEO's, that said that they were, through the order of determination, responsible.
That is, you're right that is what they testified at your hearing.
And that is what is stated in the order of determination. Unless, of course, it misspeaks, which, of course, is what I wrote to the chair already.
However, the city attorney requested the contract and sent an email to me with basically outlining the sections of the ordinance that the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic is subject to based on their contract. And
so does that mean that this order of determination has got to be worded properly? Because this order of determination at this particular point in time does not state that. It states that they are following what the Sunshine Ordinance is required, not what you receive through the city attorney. And naturally the obscuring
I'm sorry,
factor.
Mr. Garza, if you have a question, I would love to answer it for you.
That was
But
a question.
Could you restate the question, please?
Sure. Is this then order of determination going to be not only rescinded but
No.
reworded properly?
No.
Since it does not, it states quite clearly that they are subject to the Sunshine Ordinance.
That is what they stated in their testimony, and that is what.
So I did
that is what
not
the-
receive my paperwork, which is what I'm allowed under the Sunshine Ordinance. Anything less than that is not full transparency. Sorry, sir. This is Sunshine.
And I'm sorry, they're not actually required under the ordinance to give.
That has not been proven in a court of law. That is merely conjecture by a city attorney, which I happen to disagree with. Sorry, you are correct.
Okay, well, matter is with the committee
And
at this point.
excuse me, we still have not gotten past the first point, is they're not here.
That's
you know.
true. That's true. Thank you. Can you please be seated for a moment? Member Manny, do you have any thoughts on this?
I'm wondering if we can find them we can't find them in violation for not appearing here.
They're not actually subject to anything
They're
but
not.
6724E.
Did they send us anything? Did they correspond?
Through the chair, Member Manny, I haven't received anything.
And they haven't received any sort of notification that they shouldn't have been here.
No, I did not advise them elsewise.
Hmm.
However, they have also received a copy of the letter from the city attorney.
They did receive that copy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm a bit stuck in terms of what that really leaves us able to do. You know, I know that you don't believe this, but I really do share and appreciate the frustration of them not showing up. I think that's, you know, it's
That frustration
Sorry.
pales in comparison.
No
to
comment
the
right now.
states and what you're allowing. if
Mr.
your
Garza,
state can
please
get
be
away with.
seated. Please be seated, Mr. Garza. Thank you. This is also frustrating for us
yeah.
because we want to move forward with it, but in such a way that
I don't know. I mean, I'm just not sure that there's really.
anything that we
Anything
could
that we
really
can
do. They were made aware that they violated 6725, right?
Yes.
And they were obviously made aware that they were supposed to appear before us, right? But they weren't subject to having to appear? Like, so basically they had the right to say, no, we
That's
don't
what
want
it
to
is.
appear. And
Yeah.
so they exercised that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
It's only,
With
on,
that-
20 it's only on 24E.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm afraid without any sort of thoughts or objection, we're gonna have to conclude this matter. Is there any?
oh, there,
Yes.
no, there
Yeah,
is.
maybe.
Is there? Sorry, actually, both. I'm sorry. I preempted that. Is there anything further that you would like to say, Mr. Garza, about this case? You have 3 minutes.
Yes, there's a lot of things I'd like to say further. I'd like to read into the record so that when I request a copy, it will have been read in to the duplicity. The order of determination states specifically on April 21st, Mr. Garza presented his case to the task force. Haight-Ashbury was represented by the Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Vika Eisen. As a procedural matter, the cases were combined without objection. Mr. Garza protested to the task force that the 3 hearings should be complaints simultaneously. He said that although the complaints involved IDRs, the occurrences happened over a period of time. Skipping on to the next paragraph, Dr. Eisen said, so here's notification to the task force, which you're trying to evade whether or not they were notified, that she has put together everything she believes Mr. Garza has requested in complying with Sunshine, everything that I need, not what is specified by the city attorneys. I want to have a copy of this when I get done. That have been mailed to him, and she was surprised that he had not received the documents. She also told the task force that the nonprofits are told that when they sign their contracts, the Sunshine Ordinance applies to them, not the 12L or whatever sideline you're being led down by the city attorney that you're bending over backwards and accepting. She said that the master it applied in the master contract with the Department of Public Health. She had asked why it had taken 4 months to respond to the IDR. She said she was just recently appointed in January. She'd sent a representative with the documents earlier in the meeting, but that the matter had been tabled, and she did not know what to do next. Well, you know, what to do next is to continue to follow through with the process, unless, of course, you're me and you follow through with the process and you realize that it's fake and falsified. This here simply states that, yes, she was trying to comply with the Sunshine Law, which was filling the requested documents that I had. I did receive a partial request. Now you're telling me I'm not entitled to those documents because the city attorney says I'm only entitled to a specific part, which invalidates this entire Sunshine transparency, trying to tell the truth. The bare minimum that should be done is that this letter shouldn't misspeak about what is being conveyed by this railroad of process, by not following it properly, by the incorrect outcome, and by naturally, it being pomp and circumstance over what reality and substance it should be.
I'm sorry. Okay. I should tell him that. Okay. Mhm. Well, I think that, again, appreciating the frustration, there's really nothing under the ordinance that we can do. And that is the body of law under which we would be able to do anything. And so, is there a motion?
I don't think there can be based on.
Right. I don't either. And so I think without a motion, without any sense of anything we can do, I think without objection we have to conclude this matter. Is there a public comment on that?
Well, you say there's nothing you can do. Well, let me give you a couple things that you can do. One, I think you should figure out the Haight-Ashbury Clinic is getting monies from somewhere, which puts them somewhat under these laws. So I think you need to get a contract from whoever is funding them. Get the contract from whoever's funding them, and then look at their document. And I would believe that they're supposed to be under the obligation of the sunshine ordinances in their boilerplate. So I think it would be wise to look at that. I think the other thing that you can do is get an opinion from the city attorney regarding this issue of him not receiving documents and people not showing up. And then I think the other thing that you can do is send this issue back to the full committee to let them figure out, let them talk about it and come up with some type of idea as to what they should do.
Thank you. Roll call, please. No? Oh, and there's no objection. All right. Well, in that case, this matter is concluded. Mr. Garza, I want you to know that if you disagree with this decision, you can refile. You're certainly welcome to do that. Sorry, sir. There's no back and forth at this point. However, you are welcome to do that. And I also just want to clarify Mr. Pitts' comment. That's actually exactly what we just did. We have a copy of the contract, and it outlines that there are only certain sections of the ordinance that this group is subject to. And upon the opinion
Mr.
of the
Garza,
city attorney,
please.
the opinion of the city attorney is that they are only subject to these particular sections, which actually don't leave us in a position where we can find them in violation of anything for not showing up.
Give them money, but you don't put them on the sunshine.
All right. Mr.
Next
Clerk, could you
item
call out the
is-
next?
Next item is
Agenda.
item number 4, public comment on items not listed on the agenda.
Is there any public comment on items not on this meeting's agenda?
Sure, I have a public comment, and not on this agenda, to just find out that, the city hands out money and doesn't hold nonprofits accountable to sunshine. A 20-year-old law, but yet makes the representation that it does is immoral.
Thank you. Is there any further public comment? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Mr. Clerk, could you
Item-
call out the next agenda item? please?
Item number 5 is committee members' comments, questions, and requests for future agenda items. Mr. Chair, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
The Shelter Monitoring Committee is requesting a sunshine training.
A sunshine training?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
They have new members on board, and they would like to hold it on the 20th of July.
The 20th of July.
Yes.
Okay. And that would be our responsibility to carry out?
Yes.
Okay.
We couldn't both do it though, right? Because it would be a quorum that way? I remember there
One
was an
person will have
issue.
to do it
Okay.
because of the two-person quorum issue.
Yeah, that came up before, so.
Yeah. Right. How? So,
So,
Would- who-
Mr. Chair,
yes.
and you can decide who wants to do it, who doesn't want to do it. But what we need to, I think, let them know is, will it happen or will it not happen
Great.
Where will it be happening? At their office?
at their office? Yes.
Where is that
I
located?
think. Did member Manny go last time?
Did I? No, I
No.
remember I went with member Cotham
Cotham
to
to-
the North Station. Is that right? The police station.
Oh, okay.
And then we also went to, I don't remember.
The first
But I
Friday.
carpooled with her. So it wasn't the shelter. It wasn't the homeless shelter.
Is it in the
monitoring
city? Is
It's
that
in the city. Yes.
okay?
It's somewhere around here.
Man, I think we should definitely try to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
What day of the week is it? Is it?
It says 20th of July,
hold on, let me-
because that's the day the agenda is going out
the agenda is
for the committee,
for which?
for the shelter monitoring committee. So they need to know before then
I see.
whether it's a go or not.
But they want to do it on the 20th of July, or they just want to know before the?
No, before the 20th of
Okay. But it can be any. We can tell them what day we would be able to do it, or
Or they wanted it's a Wednesday. So they wanted that Wednesday?
no? I think they
Oh.
want to know before that Wednesday whether or
Oh.
not.
because I believe they have 14 or 12 or something members that they want to have it together again.
Well, I think we can definitely say yes.
Yeah. We can accommodate them.
Yeah. Yes. So, what would the further steps be in terms of scheduling it, or?
That I will have to get back at the committee, and I'll have to ask her what additional details can she give us.
Okay. Would we like to decide who will do it now, so that that person, whoever that is, can just correspond with Mr. Russom, and to sort of facilitate the scheduling process, so we don't have to wait until our next meeting, or?
We still have time
Okay,
To
that's fine
decide.
too.
because
Yeah.
we'll be meeting on the second week of
That's true.
next month.
That's true.
That's fine.
So
Okay. Great.
you can head over.
Excellent.
And then we can flip a coin.
Does anybody else have any items to bring up? Have we heard anything about the amendments package?
Mr. Chair, we are still waiting for 2 items from member Costa and member Wolf.
You're wait, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe those were items number, on the list of 1 to 10 or 11, it is item number 7, I think, on records.
Okay.
Remember the,
Yeah. And
From
what I
TIF
thought that
from
member
TIF
Wolf
to-
was
from
going to
TIF
send.
to-
Right. Do you remember what the deadline was for when something had to be submitted? Is it passed?
I think it's not passed, but I think I need it, if you have something, I have to get it by the 21st.
By the 21st.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, any further
Nothing from me.
comments? All right. Well, do we have a motion to, or is there no more public comment?
No more.
No. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Seconded.